Jai Baba, Chapter 31. As mentioned above, Baba would often divulge to Abdul various esoteric truths that are a must in order for one to walk the path of spirituality and oneness. I am certain that Baba must have spoken to him at length on various spiritual topics which Abdul may not have jotted down in his notebook. Alas, we have lost gems of wisdom and truth for eternity. For most part of Baba's life, he was always visited and followed by simple village folk. Scholars and learned people came to Baba approximately 10 to 15 years before he took Mahasamadhi in 1918. Countless conversations which Baba held with Sufis, sages and seekers have never been recorded and thus are also lost to us. It is said that Baba did not speak too much about spirituality and the esoteric path of oneness. That is not true. Yes, he rarely spoke about the inner world and the workings of the paranormal to the common man. For the common man, Baba would give him or her what was desired, which was usually progeny, prosperity, health, progress, and the strength to face life with dignity. Thus, he never spoke about the spirit world, the kundalini, the chakras, yoga, meditation, intense chanting, the workings of the breath and other spiritual mysteries to the common man. He gave the common man what was most important to them, a way to lead a dignified life. It is a known fact that for decades, those who were on the spiritual path, the Sufis, sages and intense seekers, spent time with Baba. I am certain that he spoke another language and revealed the mysteries of the spiritual world to them. Alas, we have no records of these conversations preserved either. Back to Baba and Abdul and the knowledge divulged to the latter. Abdul would write everything in simple sentences. He would often write down the gist of their conversations in simple sentences, as it was impossible to keep up with Baba when he was in the flow of words. He rarely spoke at length, but when he did, he was immersed in the energy of oneness. Remember, Abdul, for those who are constantly in remembrance of Allah, nothing is required, but it is easier said than done. Constant remembrance means even when we are asleep, our heart is constantly chanting. If you reach this state, then why do namaz 5 times a day? If we are all in love with the beloved, we will all go and reside in the mandir, which means the heart. Then why should we go visit Kaaba in Mecca? Why fast? At present, I am engaged in hearsay if I ask what is a kalam. When the beloved is enthroned in the heart, nothing else is needed. If we are engrossed in prayer, meditation on Allah, or performing seva, what is the need to go to the masjid, mandir, dargah, or listen to the khutbah? During the 8 watches of the day, we are engaged in the remembrance of the beloved. Abdul would get confused when Baba spoke such words. Baba insisted that Abdul should sit down with the Holy Quran and pray constantly. He insisted that Abdul should pray constantly while he did chores of cleaning Masjid-I, when he swept the streets on which Baba walked on, while washing Baba's clothes or taking care of the 5 lamps in Masjid-I and the eternal burning lamp in Lendi Garden. Sometimes Baba would sing, and he sang either in Urdu, Arabic or Persian. We are in the embrace of the love of the beloved. We shall go and reside in the mandir, the heart, and stay there. We will make collections, attract more beings to love the Lord, and think of the non-believers, pray for the non-believers to love the one. We have no interest in visiting the Kaaba. The face of the beloved is engraved in my heart. Why should we do prostrations? Why do namaz and why fast? Once Abdul asked Baba, Baba, a lot of people see various avatars within you. They say you are Lord Datta Guru, Lord Rama, Lord Shiva. Who are you, Baba? Baba replied, Abdul, I am Allah's slave. I will always be Allah's servant. I want to be nothing but what Allah wants me to be. Who am I? I come from the One. I serve the One. In the One I repose. With the One I shall one day merge. Till the One decides I, the breath of Allah, will continue doing what my Master and Beloved wants of me. Abdul jotted all this down. It was dark outside. In Masjid the eternal fire glowed along with the 5 earthen lamps. It was divinely beautiful. Remember, Abdul, not many will tell this, but there have been, are, and will be thousands of avatars in the age of Kali Yuga. At this point, as I speak and always, there are nearly 20 avatars, all living at any given time, often unknown or known to each other. Many avatars are not even aware of their godhood. We shall continue with Baba's conversations with Abdul in the next chapter. Peace be to all. Baba bless us with his love and compassion so that we may always be in remembrance of his name and his love. Jai Sai.